welcome back to the In the Shadow and the Wire Rewind Show. We're going to be looking at the Santa Anita Derby, as evident by our
Colonel John shares. Santa Anita Derby drew a very full field this year and looked to be a pretty competitive race. I think every horse in this race got a lot of seasoning and came out a lot saltier afterwards. So let's take a look. Trevor Denman's got the call.
They're all set for the Santa Anita Derby. Yeah, away they go. Elgato Marlowe broke just a tad awkwardly. Bob Blackjack got away well, Coast Guard along the inside and Polonius outside of that. Those three go off to ensure a good pace. Colonel John in the white colours tucking in behind the leaders. Signature Move right there at the rail. Alongside of that comes On the Verge, Meeting with Destiny is forced to go wide, as is Rosso Corsa. Elgato Marlowe and Yankee Bravo now two well-dead horses racing far back, although they're only giving the leader about 6 lengths start, and Sure Do is last. Past the three-quarter pole they go, and Coast Guard setting a sensible pace. Not flying, but he's going along a decent pace. He leads it by a length to Bob Blackjack. In behind that, Signature Move, Polonius in the red colours right there too. On the far side, Meeting with Destinies in the 5th spot. Now, here's Colonel John in the white colours. Very comfortable. He's 5 off the leaders, just biding his time. On the far side is Rosso Corsa. Down at the rail, Yankee Bravo's travelling nicely as well, and he goes right up alongside of Colonel John. They now 6 off the leaders. Elgato Marlowe's in behind that. Alongside of them comes On the Verge, and still Sure Do 12 off them. 3/8 left to go now, and Coast Guard taken on by Bob Blackjack. Polonius a close-up third. Elgato Marlowe's gone for an early run, and Elgato Marlowe is taken 4th, and he's having to be ridden, though, to go after them. Colonel John dropped far back, but he's got running him. He's running on. Yankee Bravo just in front of him. Homeward bound now in the Santa Anita Derby. Coast Guard the one to catch. Here comes Yankee Bravo, and Yankee Bravo, Colonel John in the white on the outside. Bob Blackjack's in with a shot too. They come for home. Bob Blackjack now gets the lead. Coast Guard on the inside. Colonel John fine. Colonel John coming like a rocket rate, and Colonel John and pulling up a tiny get up to win the Derby. Bob Blackjack was second. Coast Guard was third. Yankee Bravo 4th, and behind that was Gatto.
Wow.
How about that finish right there? Dang.
He deserves to be a favorite going into the Kentucky Derby, you know. That was impressive, and Colonel John was coming out of traffic in between horses.
Yeah, and really, nothing was stopping his momentum. He's kind of a grinded-out horse, and he did not lose that momentum as he experienced his trouble there through the turn and the beginning of the stretch. And so I thought Colonel John looked really nice. Obviously, the big question mark is how's he going to handle the dirt? How's he going to handle real dirt hitting his face as opposed to the synthetic surface? How Risky can handle it? I don't know. We'll just see how it goes. Gallego looked to handle it real well, so we'll just see how he does. I know a horse in this race, Bob Blackjack, you really have a thing for it.
Yeah, isn't he just a fighter, you know?
He really
I mean,
is.
he really, he set just off the pace this race and just was able to, you talk about grinding it out, was able to just stay on for second.
Yeah.
Repelled all the other drives everybody else was making.
Re-rallied real nicely. And once again, has real proven there that he did not win the race, but he did not need the lead to be competitive within the race. And I thought that was something really nice to see with Coast Guard setting a moderate pace there. And Bob Blackjack just sat back real nice. And so that's nice to see going into the Derby, hoping that maybe the dirt will help him.
And we see he can get the distance, too, you know? I mean, that was a question mark when you set the world record at 7 furlongs.
6 furlongs. But once again, I think a little added distance could be a question for Bob Blackjack, but I think that he's going to be competitive in there somewhere. Santa Anita Derby, it looks to be a key race at least. I'm looking for Colonel John. I'm looking for big things out of him, being by Tisnow, hitting the Churchill Downs strip. So we'll see how he does here next Saturday.
Win that money, honey.
The first new dancers as their bodies did.